Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Collectors Coalition, the show where two friends talk comics, movies, and more. This is also the show that eats more popcorn than is medically recommended. I am one of your hosts, Christian, being with me is my co-host, the man who marvels at DC Comics success, Mario Bennese.
Howdy.
I wanted to go with a pun for you this time. Puns.
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 Tons of puns?
Tons of puns. Because I watched Batman.
Fun puns.
Fun puns. How you doing this week, buddy?
It's a thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Your week's a thing?
Yeah.
Say nothing but you're going?
It's been a long week. I am ready for the weekend.
Okay. Well, I mean, at least you're ready for the weekend. It's good.
Yeah.
You gonna party like it's 1942?
No.
Which is really depressing because, like, World War II and whatnot.
No, I'm a party like it's 1999. Prince, man.
He's dead now.
That hurts.
It's cut steep. You know what also cuts
your
deep?
Your words wound.
Yeah, my words wound. We're also never gonna get Prince in another Batman movie, so I don't want to hear anything.
Well, you know what?
What? What? Say it. I'm the one who took Prince's effect more than you. I'm the one who's just like, wait, we're not gonna get a sequel to Bat Dance? Tear.
It's the only song you know.
It's not true. I listened to some Prince. I was never a big fan. I did like Bat Dance. That was really cool.
Yeah. Had a pretty rough week.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, my train ride was delayed. They found the woman of a body, or the body of a woman.
The woman
I shouldn't
of a body.
I shouldn't be laughing at it. They found the body of a woman on the train track. She was dead. It wasn't. She didn't get hit by the train or anything. It was just a crime scene. So my train ride that usually takes an hour and 20 minutes took 3 hours.
Hey, when you were telling me the story earlier in the week, for some reason I heard you say a woman's propped up like a mannequin, and I'm like, wow, this is a messed up murder.
It was reported that they thought it was a mannequin, and then upon closer examination, it was actually a woman, her body on the train. It's like, wow.
Did they say how she died?
I don't know. I mean, I could probably look for the police report or a news article on it, but it's like, I don't know. But
she did.
Yeah. But putting things into perspective. Somebody lost their life, so I can't complain. I have no reason to I don't have the right to complain.
I mean, you can complain.
No, a mild inconvenience compared to losing their life, that's apples and oranges, man. Yeah. That's not fair.
That's true. I agree.
I think I failed my first exam in college.
Welcome to the club. I am the headmaster of this club. I have failed a plethora of exams.
And it's not that I didn't study. I knew what I was like. I thought it was going to be a reading comprehension test. I'm reading like 800-page novels in 4 or 5 days, and I'm doing like 5 short stories before every class. And, it's like, all right, well, tell me about the plots for this book, the certain elements, or what was the name of this or that. Nope. Who first developed the theory of eugenics? What?
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Who was the publisher of this magazine? Science fiction.
What?
Yeah.
What? Why? Was that in your readings?
It was like part of the lecture, but I didn't figure that it would be as important as all of the reading.
So there was the reading actually a big part of it? Have you gotten your grade back?
No.
So maybe
I'm scared.
You have passed.
I'm scared, man.
You haven't failed yet.
When everybody else in the class knows that they did terribly.
Maybe the professor is gonna be nice. Say, hey, look, I see y'all didn't do well. It wasn't very clear. I'll give you all like a C.
I will take a C, please, because I know
there's some professors that'll do that. If they see everyone's failed their test, a good professor will realize, okay, if everyone's failing my test, it's obviously a fault on my part. Let me sit down. Let me look at what's wrong. Let me try and see if I can help.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, well, you got me once. So I come into class on Thursday. I'm like, all right, you're not going to pull the wool over my eyes again. So I'm like typing down everything that is on the board. Everything.
Good man.
Not this time.
Well, at least it's only the first quiz.
Yeah, there's only 3
Was it a quiz
of
or an
them.
exam?
Test kind of thing, but there's 3 of them, and they count for a cumulative of 20%, so it's like 6%.
Okay, so it's like it's one of those you can see how you're doing the first time. You see your mistakes and you move on.
Yeah, and then there's a paper at the end.
It's like what our the film professor that me and you took, Robet,
yeah,
does, except for like if you don't do well in classes, that's it. You're done.
Yeah, you are done. So
It's ridiculous.
But there is a happy note to my week.
Okay, it's me, isn't it?
No.
No.
So we came back from the movies last night, and I'm about to go up to my tower, the dorm I'm in. It's separated by tower, and there's a little area that's like right by the entrance to my tower. There's vending machines, and I'm walking by, and I see something out of the corner of my eye. I look. A bag of peanut M&Ms is delicately hanging in, like, just hanging.
Delicately.
Right? It's hanging right there, precariously.
Precariously, delicately. Look at you using your big boy words.
And I'm like, I can cheat the system.
Oh, God.
So I go over there. I march my fat ass over there. I swipe my card. I enter the number. 2 bags of peanut M&Ms.
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Just clap for Mario. I'm proud of you. Were they good?
They were.
They were good, okay.
I didn't share with you.
I know you didn't share with me. I'm sad. I'm not a big peanut M&M fan, though. I like them. I like them.
Good, they're mine.
I prefer normal M&Ms, though. Like a man. Like a real man.
Nah, bro, it's the pretzel M&Ms. Those are good.
Those are pretty good, actually. I was surprised when I first had them how good they were.
I like M&Ms.
Yeah. All right, well, let's... my week's been boring, so I've been listening just to Mario's beautiful week. Cause look at this man. If you've seen him physically, you understand that he is of the gods in just nature, beautiful and majestic in every way. Thus, his life is beautiful, majestic in every way.
He can get away with this because we're not filming, so there's no actual proof.
But
one more story.
Okay, what's up?
And it ties back to the story I told last week.
All right, which one?
The one about the girl that sassed me.
Oh, okay.
So I'm working at the desk, right? I'm just minding my own business, doing my thing.
Just smacking the keyboard, not even typing, just smacking it.
Like a cat would if he could type.
Like any character in TV show, they don't type; they just smack a keyboard. Like, I found the answers. I hacked into the system.
She comes up to me, and she's got a laptop, and she starts going, "What is this? I got an email from the dean of students or whatever that I have to meet with the supervisor for this building. What's this all about? Like, it says that I did something wrong on Thursday." And she's like, I didn't even do anything wrong on Thursday. And me, she doesn't recognize that I was the one that told her, that
told her off.
Yeah. Sometimes I like to pretend my life is being filmed like an episode of The Office. So I kind of just look away to the camera that's not there.
God. We are a doomed duo. I do the same thing.
I look to the audience that isn't there, and I just give you're kidding me, right? She says to me, and I kid you not, I wasn't even drunk on Thursday.
Well,
why are you admitting that to an RA?
On Thursday, but on Friday, oh God, I was plastered.
She got written up on Saturday for drinking.
Oh God, did you tell her that, like?
No, I'm just like, just come back here, meet with the supervisor of this building, and go from there. So
I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, when I was living in I'm living in the building that he's working in. I would live there for like, I think, a year. So I don't know how I wasn't kicked out. The things that me and you both did in that building.
Me?
Yeah, you. You came by. We caused trouble.
We read comic books and took naps.
I drank an awful lot.
I read comic books and took naps then.
Roommates getting drunk and falling into walls. I was so mad. That's why I didn't get my deposit back. I was so mad. That
don't fall into the walls.
That and like my side of the room and my roommate at the time, Thomas's side of the wall room, you can see the difference because my side of the room covered in posters. So when I see one done, covered in holes.
Yep.
Like a sponge. But Corey was cool, man. He's like, yeah, man, if I come in here and I see all this, I will mark you off. And then the next day, someone fell into the wall, so he did room checks a week later, and he's like, but that I can't ignore. I'm like, damn it. So mad. All right. Well, now can I do the news, Mario? Now, yes. Are you cool with it now?
Yes.
Are you fly with it? Cool.
First, don't get fresh with me.
Boy, I'm not a prince from Bel-Air. Don't worry. I had to think about that one for a second. Sorry.
No, you were taken aback because no one's ever told you to not get fresh with them. Continue.
The first bit of news is a new comic book that I'm likely going to pick up. Casper the Friendly Ghost returning to comics with writer and artist Mike Wolfer. The covers for Casper's Friendly Ghost #1 reveals Hot Stuff and Wendy the Good Little Witch are a part of it.
Oh, Hot Stuff's in it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, they're doing the I know that this is like a line of things like the Three Stooges.
They're doing a Three Stooges comic?
They are doing a Three Stooges comic, and a few other things. They're bringing other kid-friendly for all ages comic books, so that we can get more kids involved. I'm gonna pick up
Baby
Casper.
Huey?
I don't think so. All I know is I might pick up the Three Stooges because, dude, it's Three Stooges. I love the Three Stooges, and I love Casper. I've loved Casper since I used to watch all the Casper movies when I was a kid, and all those shows, and I read some of the comics. I was a huge fan as a kid, so I'm like, yeah, totally. I'll pick up Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Cartoon where the kid straight up dies.
It's dark, kind of like me. But yeah, I'm into it. It looks pretty good. If you've seen the comic, the first cover issue, it looks really cute. It's super cute. I'm really into it. I'm like, this is adorable. I want this. I want every bit of this in my life.
Cute.
Next bit of news is also comic news. The writing duo, the writers, my thing, acted weird. The writers Karen Gillan and Jason Aaron. Karen Gillan, who does Dr. Aphra, and Jason Aaron, who does Star Wars, are be teaming up for a 3-issue crossover between the two books. That will be that is about a mission on a faraway, remote alien planet. So we begin sometime in March, and a one-shot title: Star Wars: The Screaming Citadel #1, followed by Star Wars 31 and Aphra 7. So it's like a 3-issue thing.
Faraway, remote alien planet.
Yeah,
like we've never seen that in Star Wars before.
Oh yeah, no, not even once. Nope, not even the slightest.
Not even never.
Not even never. I'm interested. I mean, these are the same. This is the same like team for the most part. They gave us Vader Down, and Vader Down was near perfect. Like Vader Down had some of the coolest moments in Star Wars comic book history. Like Vader, I posted it on Facebook.
Oh yeah, I saw
Vader
that.
surrounded by like a sea of.
You're all dead men.
No, it says he goes. They're like, you're surrounded and surrounded. I seem to be surrounded by vacant ships and dead men. And I'm like, oh, you're gonna get wrecked. They all fire blasters. He just stops them all. I'm like, oh, they're wrecked. This is the same book where the entire a part of the rebel fleet was versus Vader, and Vader takes them all down. Do you know how Luke eventually beats him?
He cries.
No, he crashes into his ship and he crashes both of them into the planet. It's pretty amazing.
And
actually.
then he cries.
And then he cries. It's really amazing, actually. It was a great book.
He broke his ship.
Like I've said 100 times, every Star Wars book they've released has been perfect. It's been spot on. It's been everything I've been wanting from them. There's nothing here that I'm not gonna pick up. I mean, like I said, they've built so much goodwill with me when it comes to these books that they could announce a Greedo comic, or they could announce.
I'd read it.
Yeah, I'd read it too. They could announce a. What was Anakin's slave owner name?
Watto.
They can have a Watto comic. I'd be totally in.
Bruh.
I'd be totally in. All right, cool. Let's see what Watto's up to, man. It's been a while.
Nah, bruh. Give me a lumpy comic.
They can announce a Jar Jar comic, and I'd be cool with it. Like, that's how much goodwill they've gotten with me. There's nothing that they have done has been bad. All of it's been good. Even the book that should have been bad, which was Kanan the Last Padawan, it should have been just like a cheap tie-in to the show. Excellent. It was excellent. It was great. Had a lot of context to the show that made the show much better. Like, man, it's been good. I would tell people, pick it up. And this is another example of this is a really good title people should be picking up. I don't understand why anybody's like reserved about it. Doesn't make any sense to me. For some TV news now, Samurai Jack to return Sunday, March 11th at 11:30 p.m. On Cartoon Network's Adult Swim. The new season will have 10 episodes and it's going to be bloodier and more violent. I'm pretty excited for this.
Yeah.
I know the reasoning why he's doing it is because this is what he wanted the show to be the whole time. It's supposed to be this violent, this bloody the whole time. and like he couldn't do it because it was on a kids network, so like he had to dull it down a
he
little
had
bit.
to
Like,
tone it down.
this is my grandiose dream, but I'm like, but everything else hasn't been that violent, and hasn't been that bloody.
Yeah,
So is it
just
really
kinda
necessary?
I feel like it would be a little out of place. That's Tartakovsky's show, right?
Yeah.
Gendy Tartakovsky? Yeah. I know he knows what he's doing because he's put out a lot of quality content.
Mm-hmm.
He made Hotel Transylvania not suck.
Which was a feat, by the way. I expected that to wholeheartedly be a failure.
Yeah, and it was passable.
It was funny.
Yeah.
Even the second one wasn't that bad.
Yeah. I just don't know if bloodier and more violence really the way to
now,
go.
There's certain things we're doing that way they could like excuse it got darker because things got darker, like Samurai Jack. Jack can apparently can't grow old because of time travel. The effects on his body is that he's immune to time, so he can't grow old.
It's pretty rad.
Yeah, so it's like 50 years in the future, and because of that, like because of all this, time has worn him down to like nothing, to like he's just really just going around. Yeah, so they have it plot.
So they're old man Loganing him.
Yes, but he's not old. He does have a pretty rad beard though. Not gonna lie, that beard is awesome looking. I get why they're doing it. My worry is that people are gonna watch the first episode, and then everyone's just gonna drop off. I know what it sounds like. This is gonna be the only season. Like this is it. They're just doing one season and they're calling it, which is fine. I understand that, but like I'm just really worried that it's not gonna get the ratings it deserves because it's gonna be good. Like, I think it's gonna be great. I think even if it's gonna be a dark, edgy, I think the only problem is that it's gonna be kind of dark, a little bit gratuitously dark, a little bit gratuitously edgy. But aside from that, I'm really excited and I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Please tell me we get a sequel to that episode where he's got to take care of that baby.
Oh my god, that's where the show ended.
Yeah, I know.
People don't realize the show ended on the worst note possible. A great episode, but it's him taking care of a baby and he turns the baby into a serial killer. At the ending of the episode, it's basically saying, yeah, now he wants to be a samurai, which basically translates to, yeah, now he wants to murder people. I'm like, no. I was so upset that's where the show ended. I'm like, What?
Kid tested, mother approved.
You know, funny you should say that. I watch this show every week religiously with my mom and my stepdad. Religiously.
Huh.
I watched every rerun too. I loved the show as a kid. It was my jam. I was just like, it's probably the reason why I'm a big steampunk fan, because Samurai Jack was very steampunk, and that was probably my introduction to it, was Samurai Jack. God, it's good.
Yeah,
God,
it's good. I mean, I didn't
God.
watch it religiously, but that's kind of what happens when you go between parents on the weekends.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I did too, but like, I guess this is how my parents' schedule worked. Because it was always on Thursday nights. I remember being premiered on Thursday nights, and I didn't leave till Friday to see my dad. So, yeah, so there you go. On the topic of dark shows, Castlevania is set to get a Netflix original series, with season 1 being launched in 2017, and season 2 already being confirmed for 2018. This is going to be a hard R rating with Andy Shakar. If you don't know him, he did the last Dread movie, which was very good. He did that short, Dark Power Rangers, the Dark Power Rangers short. It was pretty interesting. He's done some really good work. I think he did Gray, that one where that guy punches a dog.
Oh. Okay.
Wolf, not a dog. Wolf. Yeah, he's the showrunner. I'm pretty excited for it. Do you know anything? Do you know what Castlevania is?
It sounds familiar.
It's a video game.
Okay.
Nintendo made video game, very dark game made for the NES, SNES. It was made, I believe, by Konami. Yeah, it's made by Konami. And the original series was on the NES and SNES. Now, the later games have been on.
Oh, I know this game. Yeah, okay.
The series apparently takes place about Alucard. It's within the universe. It's canon. It's supposed to be like Game of Thrones style, which I find pretty neat. I would have been kind of opposed to the whole, hey, it's a hard R version of Castlevania, but Castlevania's always been very dark, so I'm like, that's cool. And I know this director, and he does adaptation very well. His Judge Dredd movie is fantastic. Is amazing.
Yeah.
It's perfect. The last Judge Dredd movie is criminally underrated. It's perfect in every way. I loved every second of it. I was all in. It was great. He's really into it. Like, he's promised the fans he's not following the trend of video game related content, this is going to actually be good. Like, he flat out said, this one's actually going to be good. I'm like, the fact that you're going to sit here, look me in the eyes and say, all video game movies suck, this one isn't. I'm like, all right, cool, man. All you, buddy. I'll take you. You can have all the inflated ego all you want, man. I'm all in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, what do you think? Cause you've got a different view of it because you don't play video games, you don't play these things, so you got more of an outsider's point of view. I'm curious what you would think about something like this.
Well, I remember watching Angry Video Game Nerds reviews of the games, and I thought the premise was cool.
The later ones get a little weird.
Yeah, the later ones get a little bit weird, but the older ones, they had a cool premise, so I'd like to see that.
I mean, the second Castlevania game is the first ever like major open world game to be created.
Yeah.
It was on the SNES, dude. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So
I think it also implemented save states too, like areas to save and whatnot. It was pretty big.
I like spooky things, and
if they do it right, it'll be a very interesting horror kind of like Game of Thrones, but horror. That's what it could end up being, which could be great. I'm all in. I love horror. Castlevania. The reason why I actually like the Castlevania series is it is that the creepy kind of feel to it I've always liked. And Alucard's a cool character. He's just a straight up cool character. You know what Alucard is backwards?
What?
Try hard. It's Dracula.
Oh.
Yeah.
You didn't pronounce the D at the.
Alucard.
You didn't give me the D, Christian.
Baby, I'll give you the D all night long.
This is a G show, but
no,
not really,
it is not a G show. It is not a G show. Get over yourself.
We swore like twice.
PG-13 at best. All right, continuing on. Well, with Clerks 3 being canceled and Mallrats 2 being incredibly unlikely and all but never going to happen.
Oh, it's going to be a series.
No, it's not happening.
Oh.
Mallrats, no, it's not happening.
A series?
It's not happening at all. Like, he was making Mallrats 2, turned into Mallrats this season, and he can't get any studio to pick it up.
That's right, yeah. Okay,
so it's incredibly unlikely and probably never going to happen. The one thing that is actually getting off the ground is that Kevin Smith's confirmed that Jay and Silent Bob will be getting a new film. Hopefully it'll be shooting this summer. If you think it's going to be shooting this summer, you are on drugs.
Yeah.
It is not happening. He's just started writing the script. It's not happening.
Yeah.
He has to get the studio approval. He has to get all the stuff together. And he wants to shoot by the summer. No. He's going to shoot by, I'm going to say fall.
Yeah,
he won't be
fall,
done until
winter,
he won't be done until like winter. Maybe he shoots winter, the window until summer, and we're not going to get it until late 2018, early 2019.
Yeah.
You know, like if you honestly think that that's going to happen, get over yourselves. It's not happening. Come on.
Yeah. The film is going to be kind of picking up where the last one left off.
It's called Jay and Silent Bob: The Reboot.
Yeah.
But it's not a reboot. It's a joke. The fact
he's pretty much
Bloodman and Chronic are being rebooted, and they're trying to stop it.
He's taking shots at the studios that want to keep rebooting superhero films.
Yeah, so it's
so I'm like, all right.
It's a pot shot the industry that he loves. It's just Kevin Smith, so you can't get mad at him for anything because the guy is the best.
Yeah, and he's been doing some pretty good work over at the CW.
His episodes are good. I have all but stopped watching the DC shows. They are better than the Marvel shows, but considering the Marvel shows are hot garbage, the DC shows are just garbage. There's just not much.
Except for Supergirl.
I cannot watch Supergirl knowing that Flash and Arrow are integral to her plot now. I can't do it. I just think Flash and Arrow especially, is just such a disgrace of a just stupid, soulless thing. I've been trying to watch Supergirl, but every time I know that, like, every time I hear an episode, like, okay, Flash and Arrow is going to show up, skip. Oh, I don't understand what's going on now. Great. I don't want to watch those episodes. I don't want to deal with those characters anymore. But you kind of have to. I just can't do it. I can't do it anymore. Supergirl was perfect. Supergirl was perfect where she was. Away from all this nonsense in her own little niche corner with Superman. I was perfectly happy with that. I liked that. The Superman was a cool guy. The guy who got to play Superman is great. I love him. He's very entertaining. He's very Superman. I like Supergirl, but I can't watch it because Flash and Arrow destroy everything they touch.
Okay. Well, In any news, I'm glad to see that he's returning to the Views universe. He's kind of taken a large sidestep with some.
It's not really sidestep. He's said that if he's gonna do it, he's gonna do it right.
Yeah. Because he did Yoga Hosers and he did Tusk, and people didn't really like those.
Wasn't Tusk really good though? Like, didn't Tusk get good reviews?
Yeah, and I know a lot of people hated Yoga Hosers.
Yeah, Yoga Hosers was trashed on. I hadn't watched it.
Yeah, neither have
I. But I want to, because
I'm interested.
I like him, and I think his daughter's a really good actress, and she's very funny. I think she's very, very funny. So I mean, I'm probably gonna watch it eventually. Speaking of reboots, a Halloween reboot is in the works from Danny McBride and David Gordon Green. If you don't know these guys, they're the same guys that brought us Pineapple Express, so you know the quality they're known for. A comedy. And they're going to do a horror.
I swear to God, if Michael Myers is smoking pot with Seth Rogen.
This would be the best. Both Miramax and Blumhouse will be co-financing the development and production of the film, which isn't surprising.
No.
I don't mind it. I wish they had different writers. I wish they had better writers.
I don't want it.
I want it because I like Halloween.
I like Halloween too, but I don't want this.
The last time we got a reboot, we got a Rob Zombie reboot, and it was good.
I don't want
this. The second one was okay, but the first one was excellent.
I don't want this.
I know you don't want this, but you're gonna get it.
Just let it be.
It's probably gonna be bad. Let's
just let it be.
It just doesn't. It already. Your first problem is Miramax. I'm kidding. They're not right. They're not right.
They're all right.
They make mistakes, but they're not that bad.
Hey, just stop with the reboots, guys.
Yeah, it's a little. All right, this next bit of news is gonna stir a little bit of a conversation. It's not gonna be the topic of the week. It's gonna be me kind of pointing something out. The Batman will get a fresh start when a new director boards, because Ben Affleck is no longer a director. They're going to they've completely ditched the original script they had with Ben Affleck and Jeff Johns that was rewritten by the BVS writer. And they're going to do a brand new script. And when they get a director, they're going to wipe this whole slate clean. Movie's now set to be released in 2019. If you even think the movie's going out in 2019, you're insane. I think this is the first big sign that at least Batman is screwed. We're not getting a Batman movie anytime soon. We're not getting a Batman movie.
We just got one.
That was a Superman movie.
I'm talking about the one we just saw last night.
Point taken. Touche. But if you honestly think that we're going to get a Batman movie in 2019, you're insane.
It's not happening.
It's not happening. I would say that if we get a Batman movie in 2019, it's because they completely rebooted the universe. This is the first. This is the big sign that this universe is crumbling. Then they're desperate. They're grasping for straws. This whole week, I've been going through, when I was going through news articles to see what on the show, most of them were DC doing damage control for Justice League, which is not a good sign. When right now, you have to produce article after article after article after article after article saying, this movie's good, guys, trust us. This movie's good, guys, trust us. It's not going to be that bad, guys, trust us. You are not playing with a good hand. Because I want you all to understand how much of a position DC is in. Wonder Woman can be good or bad, it won't matter. If Justice League isn't the quality of, like, the Avengers, isn't at least that well received, it's done.
I mean, to be fair, I thought the Avengers was just okay.
Yeah, but the Avengers was well received. People liked
well
it.
Received
It was a good movie.
But,
You don't like those characters very much. That's the difference, is that you're not a big fan of the characters.
I just didn't care for it that much.
Well, yeah, because you're not an Avengers fan. Like, you're fine. You're not a big Marvel guy. You never have been.
Well, in any case.
You are overly critical of Marvel. You are, man. I'm just pointing it out. You have a very clear side you take.
DC loves me. They abuse me, but they love me. They don't mean it.
The relationship between you and DC is the relationship between Joker and Harley Quinn, man.
They don't mean it.
They don't mean it.
Deep down, they love me.
They only beat me with a wet noodle every night. They don't mean it, though.
I was the one that was wrong.
But you sound like every DC fan ever.
I'm going to hell.
But here's the deal, is that this is not a good sign. Wonder Woman probably won't be good. Everything we're hearing about it, everything's coming out about it, there's a good chance this movie is not going to be good. Which is fine. The movie doesn't have to be good. Justice League has to be good. And it doesn't seem like Justice League has to be good. They had to do an entire interview trying to explain why Cyborg should be in this movie and why he looks the way he looks. and it wasn't convincing.
I could say the reason why he's in the movie, but
Because he's black.
yeah,
That's completely the reason.
So now people are gonna go after you with pitchforks.
I don't
instead
care.
Of me.
It's a complete reason why he's in the movie. If you think that Cyborg's in the movie for any other reason, the fact being that he's black, and you're talking what look at the industry we're in, man. That's why he's in it. Martian Manhunter is a better allegory for discrimination than Cyborg is.
Whoa.
Cyborg as a character,
He was a football star, and now he's not.
yeah. Cyborg has always been a weak. His the commentary of him and discrimination, him being a minority character, has always been weak. Most people just basically write him as a white guy, which is really frustrating. But that's what happens. So, and even that, Cyborg's a great character, but he's not great in the Justice League. Like he
belongs on the Teen Titans.
He belongs with the Titans at least. He should be in the Titans book.
Yeah.
With the team that he grew with, that he grew up with, that he works well with is with Dick Grayson, Kid Flash, Aqualad, and all that. And that's the team he does well with and that he's good with. Like that's the team he works well with. And they keep trying to put him in the Justice League because people don't think Martian Manhunter is an interesting character. Though he's had tons of successful lines.
Give him some chacos and watch him have a personality.
Yeah, he's had tons of successful lines, and he's beloved by the fans. I don't know where DC got this sudden idea that Martian Manhunter's not very interesting. I don't know where they got that idea.
He should have been in there.
He should have been. They should have had the original 7. The movie's floundering. I'm telling you right now, if Justice League does not deliver, we're going to see one of 2 things. Well, one of 3 things. There's a third option here. 1, we're going to see them completely shut down this universe. Restart it again with new actors, new directors, a new team.
And I don't want that.
No one wants that. 2, which I kind of think would be they're going to take crap for it, but it'll be a better solution.
X-Men did it.
Yeah, the X-Men did it. They'll cut everything off, postpone everything, make their next movie The Flash, and then have some time manipulation stuff go there, and then that's how they reboot the universe from the start. Like they'll have in Justice League Doom's like Darkseid's army or whatever, and then Flash will be like dealing with the fact being this army is coming and they're not ready for it, so they have to go back in time to restart everything. And when everyone gets with all the information everyone has, they all get to make different decisions or whatever. Just something like that. Rebooting the universe is a softer reboot. They can keep all the actors because they're all good. They're all good actors. They all do well. They're all very talented. And with better scripts, they'd be great. I know a lot of people don't like Jared Leto's Joker, but I think he'd be fine if we actually got to see it. Though if they did recast it, I wouldn't
cry one bit.
I wouldn't miss it. The third option, which is the option that scares me, is they keep it going and they keep trying after the failure of Justice League, and nothing's going to click after that. They at that point they'll be fumbling around, not knowing what they're doing.
You forgot the fourth option. They just stop trying altogether.
They're not going to stop trying altogether. If you think that's going to happen, then you are, in fact, sir, have no idea how Hollywood works. Someone will just pick it up again and try again.
But not for a while.
No, they'll do it within 3 or 4 years. You're telling, come on, DC has the most popular characters in comics ever. I know people are like, well, Marvel, no. The second most recognizable symbol in the world is the Superman symbol. You know what's first most recognizable? Jesus Christ. The cross is the only thing more recognizable than the Superman logo. They're not gonna just quit. People aren't just gonna let this go. They're gonna keep making these movies. It might be 3 or 4 years from now, but we'll get another universe. We'll get another try. The third option is they keep trying. They keep with their schedule. They keep pushing it, and then it would end up with Warner Brothers being in financial stress and having to sell DC. Having to sell DC Comics to somebody, or having to sell the DC rights to somebody because they won't be able to afford their doors.
Yeah.
They'll spend hundreds of millions of dollars on these films. They'll all be failures because I'm telling you right now, not a single movie on their docket is good right now. They're all in trouble. They don't have directors. They don't have writers. The directors and writers they do have are leaving. The actors they do have are leaving and coming back. Ben Affleck's even thinking about leaving. Come on. They've got nothing going for them right now. Nothing at all. They're screwed. If Justice League isn't great, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. They have to make hard decisions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're sitting there like, okay, just the reasons why they keep throwing stuff after Justice League is because they're trying to keep people interested. The Black Adam movie is just so they can say they're going to have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson lead in a film.
They've had him sitting on that role for
He
at
wants
least
it.
at least
He
a
wants
decade.
He wants to be in this universe.
He's-
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson specifically wants to go with DC. Like, he was like, no, this is where I want to be. I don't want to be with Marvel. I like DC. I like these characters. When he told him Black Adam, he's like, cool, I just want to play a DC superhero.
He's had that role for at least a decade.
He should be Shazam, but that's my own personal opinion. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's is already a child at heart. Let him be a child in persona. Let him be Shazam. Let him be a little boy. I like him. He makes me smile. But as I'm saying, these actors are great. These actors are great. They have great actors. Henry Cavill's an excellent Superman. Ben Affleck's an excellent Batman. Gal Gadot's an excellent Wonder Woman. These actors are very, very, very talented. Adam Driver is a wonderful Flash.
That's not Adam Driver.
Not Adam Driver, sorry. I don't
Ezra
know why.
Miller.
Ezra Miller. I don't know why. Because Adam Driver was the Flash in Lego Batman. Sorry, I got confused. Ezra Miller is a wonderful Flash. Wonderful. In every sense of the word. He loves the character. He's into it. He's excited. He enjoys what he's doing. I'm like, dude, this guy has just shown more love for the Flash than Ben Affleck has for Batman. And do you all understand how much Ben Affleck loves Batman? He played Daredevil because he thought it'd be the closest he'd ever get to playing Batman.
Boy, howdy.
Like, people don't understand how much of a nerd Ben Affleck is. So, this is one of those things to where they're in a lot of trouble. These are not good signs. Everything going on with the Batman is not a good sign.
You know,
And I blame Scott Snyder because yes, Snyder ruined Zack Snyder. I do blame Zack Snyder for BVS, and I will blame Zack Snyder for Justice League, but it is ultimately the producers, and it's ultimately
I blame the executives.
yeah, it's ultimately executive problems because they should have seen the issue right off the bat, and they should have gotten rid of Zack the moment they realized he was going to be a problem. Because hiring Zack Snyder off the bat was not a bad idea. He's done good things before, but he obviously doesn't know what he's doing with these characters. They should have gotten rid of him instantly. The fact being they're keeping him is a foolish decision.
See, they want to make all these last-minute changes to try and edit the films before they hit theaters to make them less meh or less bad or whatever.
To fix movies that are not good.
They're making the thing a whole lot harder. Don't change the movies after they've been made. Just change the people in charge of the movies before they're made. Get people that understand the characters.
Like, the second
and film.
Man of Steel wasn't very good, but keeping Zack Snyder wasn't a problem because it was okay. It was a fine movie. It wasn't great. It wasn't spectacular. It wasn't necessarily good, but it was fine. But then BVS, that should have been the sign, okay, Zack Snyder is not the person we need. We need to get someone else. And the fact that they didn't change him was dumb. It was a dumb decision.
Oh, well.
They're floundering. They're floundering bad, and it's really hard to watch. As a huge DC fan, and as someone who loves these properties more than most things, it's hard to watch them flounder like this. Some more depressing news. Paramount kills the Friday the 13th reboot and pulls the World War Z 2, supposedly due to the poor reception of Rings. Friday the 13th franchise was supposed to be started again on October 13th, 2017, which was a Friday. And World War Z 2 was originally slated for June 19th, 2017.
In June 9th?
June 9th, 2017. I don't say 19th. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'm really sad because they had a whole franchise plan out for Friday the 13th, and I'm like, that would have been kind of cool. Like, I love Friday the 13th. I love the property.
Yeah, it could have been good. It could have been meh. It could have been bad.
The fact being that they're pulling this just because the Rings wasn't good is stupid. Just because one of your movies wasn't good, you just go and reevaluate. Okay, what made this movie not good? Let's look at their Friday the 13th movie. What's wrong with this movie? Okay, let's fix those problems now before it comes out. I don't understand why they're punishing the fans of horror because that horror movie wasn't well received. It's childish. It's like, well, if you don't like this, we're not going to give you these two.
I mean, was anybody really demanding World War Z 2?
Yes.
Well, they're wrong.
And I wonder why.
They are wrong.
Because World War Z, the book, is amazing. Read it, Mario. You would adore it in every sense of the word. It's a fantastic book.
The movie was terrible.
World War Z, the movie, was terrible. It was garbage. It was hot trash. Hot trash served on the side of the street in a burning fire truck. That got weird. That got really weird. Yeah. Not gonna lie. The Jurassic Park sequel casts Ted Levine as in an unknown role. He's best known for playing Buffalo Bill in The Silence of the Lambs.
Goodbye, Velociraptors.
Interesting casting choice. I wonder what he's playing. He's a good actor.
I don't care.
I like Jurassic World.
Jurassic World was the most mediocre movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, story, character, and everything that makes a movie was mediocre, but effects and
the effects were cool.
The effects and dinosaurs were fun to watch, and I know
the deaths were brutal, man.
They were.
The one where the girl's like thrown up in the air
she
and then
didn't deserve it at all.
and then eaten.
I agree. The movie isn't good, and a buddy of mine, if he's listening to this, is just sitting there just yelling at the screen because he despised the film miserably because he loves Jurassic Park, the original.
It was so cliched.
I thought it was bad, but I enjoyed it nonetheless.
See, I never really had that big nostalgic connection to Jurassic Park.
I never did too. I liked Jurassic Park as a film.
Yeah,
I
it's
appreciated
fine.
it for being a good movie, and I enjoy it because of that. It wasn't necessarily the nostalgia that's why I like Jurassic Park. I just thought, like, oh, this is good. I mean,
yeah. Well, Spielberg knows how to direct the picture.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. Like, I enjoy this because it's a good Spielberg production, like most Spielberg productions.
And then, of course, the special effects were revolutionary for their time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the animatronics for the dinosaurs were fantastic and amazing, and how they worked everything together, and the green screen with the animatronics, with the puppeteering, like it's
a little bit of CGI.
A little bit of CGI. It was brilliant. It's brilliant. It's really well done.
I
mean, I'm interested to see it. I thought it was pretty cool because I like this. This actor's really good.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
literally
don't
have
have a problem
Silence of
with
the Lambs sitting right across from us, right there. So I mean, like, I obviously love that movie. I like that actor.
You do.
Mm-hmm. Got it on Blu-ray. It's one of my favorite films.
Shoot, I'll have to find a copy of that.
Yeah, well, what do you do?
Blu-ray.
Yeah, what do you do?
We got that at Target, don't we?
What?
We got that at Target.
Yeah, I got it at Target.
Yeah.
I got it at Target, and I think I got that and
Ex Machina.
Ex Machina the same
Yeah.
day.
I'll have to check back for some deals.
Side tangent, but moving on. Netflix has announced a Magic School Bus series, which is going to be releasing in possibly late 2017 to early 2018. Kate McCannon is cast as the voice of Miss Frizzle. Okay. I never understood everybody's like nostalgia for this show. I think it's fine. I think it's a good educational show. I thought it was really good for kids. I don't know why it needs to come back.
I agree.
See, Bill Nye the Science Guy, I get that coming back because Bill Nye's a genius and a very intelligent man.
Science is always
and
evolving.
the show isn't the same.
And science is always evolving.
Science is always evolving. The show isn't the same. The Bill Nye the Science Guy show that's coming out, it's called Bill Nye Saves the World, and it's a completely different thing. He does interviews. It's very fascinating. Yeah, it has a familiar set to get kids involved so they're learning more, but it's moved forward. It's gotten better. It's grown. This just sounds like the same Magic School Bus I've seen 100 times. Like, I liked Magic School Bus as a kid. I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
I just never understood why. It's one of the greatest shows, man. Like, it's not. It's not.
No.
It's a good educational show for kids, and that's about as far as it goes.
So,
Bill Nye the Science Guy is the far more superior educational show.
Though I realized it did turn up to grow up to, what was that one kid's name? Arnold or something? I knew I should have stayed home today.
Yeah, we grew up as that kid. That's us.
Except less whiny.
No, I'm about that whiny. All right, moving on. The upcoming Scarface reboot starring Diego Luna, who's a great actor, by the way, has been set for a release date of August 10th, 2018. Just your reaction. Sorry. Woo!
Stop!
It's being written by Joel and Ethan Coen, the Coen brothers, and a director has not been picked out yet. Now,
oh, good, it's the good Coen brothers, not the Garfield Coen brothers. The Garfield Coens. We don't need that.
now I know you've been adamantly against this.
I don't want it.
But
nobody wants it.
Diego Luna, an actual Cuban man, playing the lead role. Not an Italian man trying to act like a Cuban man.
No, man, Al Pacino.
Stop.
No,
Diego Luna's going to do better. I just think I think Al Pacino's a great actor, but it's very obvious that he's trying to act Cuban and not doing very good at it. And it's written by the Coen brothers. Name me one Coen brothers movie. Don't you dare say Garfield, because you know what I mean. One Coen brothers movie that's terrible. That's bad. It's because they did good work, damn it!
I didn't really care for Fargo all that much. I thought it was just okay.
Fargo's a person-to-person basis, but it's still a good film.
I thought it was just okay.
It's still a good
shot
film.
well.
Yeah, it's a good film, though. Like, it's just okay. They haven't made anything bad. They know what they're doing. They're very talented. No Country for Old Men is one of the greatest films ever made.
Yeah, I know they're very talented.
They know what they're doing.
Give
them
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but I know this is probably studio mandated.
The Coen brothers never do anything studio mandated. They never have. They've always done things because they wanted to do it. They come in with a script they want to do, which means a lot.
Now, who's directing this?
That's
they don't
the thing.
have one.
They've set a release date. They have a set date for shooting, but they haven't picked a director yet. Now, I feel it's because they're trying to find a director that'll do the Coen brothers script properly. I say once we have a director, then we see where we're going with it. It could just end up being the Coen brothers end up directing it too, which would be interesting. I don't think wise, but it'd be interesting.
Meh.
I'm looking forward to it. I love Diego Luna and I love the Coen brothers. Like these are two. This is a team that I can go behind. Like this is something I like, and I love the Scarface story. I think Scarface with Al Pacino is fine. I think Al Pacino was the worst part of that movie. He just didn't convince me. I loved everything else except for him. And I think Diego Luna could be the thing that brings me more into it.
Says the guy with the Scarface reaction figure above his closet.
I like the movie. I just didn't like Al Pacino, buddy, man. What'd you do?
Speaking of Al Pacino, just a real quick side tangent.
Go ahead.
The Godfather pops are hitting stores pretty soon.
I know. I am hype. I am all the hype.
I'm buying.
All in.
I'm buying all the Michael Corleone variants.
Yeah, man, all the way. I'm proud of you.
You and me, buddy.
Really excited. I love The Godfather.
Oh God.
If they made a Godfather reboot, I'd be so ashamed.
I would set the studio on fire.
I don't care if Tarantino was directing it and the Coen brothers were writing it.
You leave Francis Ford Coppola's masterpiece alone.
It is a masterpiece. The second one's okay.
I like the second one.
It's just okay, and the third one's terrible. I don't like the third one at all.
Nobody likes the third one.
No one likes the third one. I mean, it's meant to be a trilogy. I appreciate the story it was trying to tell. I just feel the first one was the only one that is worth the time.
Well, I like the second one because it takes...
The baptism scene alone, just
yeah,
it's perfect. It's
well, I also
sequence.
like the second one because it sheds light on both generations, but
I feel
it also does take the stuff that was left out of the book and put it into the film.
I feel like it made it more confusing personally, but that's just my opinion. All right, guys. Well, that was the news.
With plenty of tangents.
Plenty of tangents. As it's part of the Clutches Coalition, we don't talk about the news. We talk about the things outside the news. The news makes us think of. But we're gonna start getting on to comics. This is where Mario takes the reins. You ride me, Mario. You ride me all day, girl.
No.
Continue, buddy.
Okay, so first up, we got Action Comics number 973. It's written by Dan Jurgens and art by Steven Segovia.
Okay.
It's cool.
Yeah, it was good.
It's cool.
I thought it was a little slow, personally.
Well, it's set up. It's set up. But I know Dan knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I know he had a slow issue just to get us prepared for what's going on.
Especially after the big Lex Luthor thing that we had last couple issues.
Yeah.
That was a pretty big story.
I think the slow issue helps, but I do I'm just getting off the adrenaline rush that is the last issue.
I'm tired of Superwoman showing up in my other books because it reminds me even further that she's a character that exists, and I don't like her.
Dude, you need to go off with Superwoman hate.
I hate that book so much.
I know you do. I'm interested to see where it goes. Well, it's Dan Jurgens writing Superwoman, so it has to be good.
No, he's not writing Superwoman.
He's writing Superwoman in the story.
In the story, yeah. So maybe she'll actually act like Lana Lang for once.
For once.
Yeah, no, it's good. I am excited to see where it goes.
The ending, though. The ending with Lois. I'm like, Lois, Superman will not approve. Will not approve.
Yeah, well, maybe.
No.
I don't know.
I can see him being jealous for all the wrong reasons.
Clark, no.
Clark, yes.
Clark, no.
Clark.
He's a smart, rational, level-headed Kryptonian.
Clark has gotten slightly jealous when Batman starts other teams. He has.
You know
he
what?
He totally has.
You know what? I don't need your sass.
Clark, because Batman's his real lover. It's his real wife.
Well, in any case, I'm looking forward to
Yes,
seeing
it's
what's going on with this human Clark Kent. This is leading up into the Superman Reborn
I really
story.
hope I hope it ends with like him being like this monster thing or whatever.
I think he's fake.
That way we can like he either dies or he like dissipates.
Theory.
Oh god, here we go.
And you can call BS on this, or you can call me out on it all
Okay.
you want.
Go ahead.
With the
BS.
absence,
Go ahead.
with the absence of a Clark Kent on New Earth, right?
But there's a Clark Kent on New Earth.
No, Clark Smith.
That's so stupid. But go ahead.
Anyway, I think whoever is in charge of creating the New 52 stuff, it's like, all right, well, there's got to be a Clark Kent on this Earth. You can't have a Lois Lane and no Clark Kent. That's not how that works. So he created a fake human Clark Kent as a replacement for Superman, just to kind of fill that void.
Now, I kind of hope that it turns out he's like fake or trying to is there to like sabotage Clark in some way. That way he can die, and we can get Superman Clark Kent being at the Daily Planet again.
Please,
That'd be really nice.
because I missed that.
I do miss that.
That's if I had one complaint, that's the only thing that I want. I want Clark and Lois, our Clark and Lois, back at the Daily Planet.
Wait a second.
Stop yawning, Christian.
I don't know why I'm.
It's only 10:44.
I do wonder what their plan is, I guess to say, like where they're going with it, and if they do go that route where that's the whole spiel and like the Superman Clark gets to be on the Daily Planet, how they're going to explain John. We got married, we adopted a kid.
I mean, that's what Jonathan and Martha did. They got trapped in they were shut in for a really bad snowstorm, and they found baby Kal-El, and they're just like, oh yeah, we had a baby while there was a snowstorm.
Such BS.
Hey man, people in rural Kansas may or may not be very bright. I don't want to offend anybody that may or may not be listening in rural Kansas, but
you're not very bright, is what he's trying to say. He's offending you wholeheartedly.
Comics people are stupid.
Comics people are stupid.
Anyway, next up, All-Star Batman #7, written by Scott Snyder and art by Tula Lotay.
I thought the Mr. Freeze arc ended up being a one-shot from how this started, but it's not. It's actually tying into the ending. Like the people that came into the last issue that like firebombed Mr. Freeze and Batman apparently wasn't sent by Batman, and this is a continuation of that story.
I see.
Apparently, Mad Hatter's in the next issue. Just gonna put that out there. Yeah, I know. I'm excited.
I love Mad Hatter.
Good issue has Poison Ivy in it. Scott Snyder writes Poison Ivy very well. It kind of sheds some light on why Poison Ivy hates Bruce so much. I think she doesn't like Bruce Wayne, which kind of makes
she's green with envy.
No. So it kind of sheds some light a little bit. It's good. It's good. I like it.
He's cool.
It's a little slow. My only issue is a little slow. A lot of these books this week are a little slow, but I mean,
we did get a lot of good quality content this week.
Yeah. So I was expecting a down week. So I guess it's just because I've been kind of been spoiled for the past like few weeks.
Yeah.
So
Christian,
I farted. Yes.
You're the worst.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
You're the AT&T of people.
I'm the Comcast of people.
Anyway, next up is Batgirl and the Birds of Prey #7, written by Julie Benson and art by Claire Rowe. Wow, the voice actress for Ariel wrote this comic?
No.
I think that was the actress's name. Let me look that up.
Go
ahead.
It's fine. It's fine. It's all right. Whatever. I don't care. I don't know. Kind of a one shot, kind of not. Doesn't really matter the overall plot. I don't really care, honestly.
Now it's gonna bother me. So you thought it was just okay?
It's just okay. Most of Batgirl and Birds of Prey have been fine, but the characters are written well, so I'm into it. You know, it's just kind of a one shot. Black Canary totally blows off Green Arrow on Valentine's Day, which is kind of a
Jodie Benson. I done goofed. But yeah, you keep saying that you don't really like this book.
It's
all
not
that
I don't
much.
like it. It's
you like certain
the
aspects.
story is awful. The character's pretty great. The art's Charlie Rowe. I don't I don't think you're bad. Your style's a little wonky for me sometimes. It's a little weird.
That's Claire Rowe.
Claire Rowe. I don't know why I said Jody.
No, you said Charlie.
Charlie. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, Claire. I appreciate what you do. I think it looks fine. I just think sometimes your proportions are a little weird. Like legs will be look like clay at sometimes. I'm like,
We'll be getting into odd proportions later on in this episode.
Oh boy.
Next up is Detective Comics number 950, written by James Tynion IV and art by Marcio Takara.
I love this book. I love everything about this book. I love all 4 stories in this book.
3.
There was 3. That's right. That wasn't a 4th one. I love all 3 stories in this book. I think they're all great. I think every single one of them hit with me. You do not feel the same way. I know that.
I don't. I thought the orphan stuff was kind of boring.
Sir?
I thought it was boring.
Cassandra Cain likes ballet. The murderous psycho assassin likes ballet. I don't think you understand how much joy that brought me. It's an emotional book. It's a very emotionally driven book.
Oh, it didn't catch me by any feels.
It caught me by like 50 feels.
Well, that's good for you.
I was like feels all the way.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh god, feels.
I think we need to take some more time to look at Clayface, because poor buddy.
We've just gotten so much with Clayface already. So much of every story.
He needs an arc.
I mean, the last story he had an arc. The story before that he had an arc. He keeps getting arcs. I finally get
He's literally on the verge of insanity.
Yes, but he's fine.
Do something with that.
They have multiple times.
Make him like backhand. I don't know, like Oracle or something, or whoever. Find spoiler and like
backhand spoiler.
Yeah.
Stephanie Brown, the like teenager. Yeah, that's gonna play out well.
Okay, find Tim Drake and then backhand him for
he's
disappearing.
They think he's dead right now.
I don't know, man. Have him like give Batman a hug.
Cassandra Cain has led less of an arc than him. So is Azrael, which had a story in this book, which was very good. So did Batwing.
He kind of just showed up.
Azrael?
Yeah.
Well, he just joined the team.
Well, when did he do that?
Last issue, last series.
Well, I don't remember. I don't remember.
Yeah, he joined at the very end. He helped them fight that group. He helped evacuate, and I guess they just kind of like, all right, well, you're not dangerous anymore. You've calmed down a lot, so you can join the team, whatever.
Oh.
Yeah. So they've just introduced him as being a part of the team, and he's awesome.
Okay.
I
like the last story the best.
I like the first story the best, but I do like the last story a lot.
It just felt like it was like 4 pages too long.
No, it didn't. It felt perfect.
It was too long.
It gave us an insight of what Cassandra Cain's feeling, and we haven't had that in such a long time. We haven't had this character. You realize it's been years since this character's come back, right? And the time she came back, which is Batman Robin Eternal, wasn't for very long. Like, it's really nice to have her back officially in a story where she can like be a major character.
Well, maybe she should learn to communicate her feelings better.
You know what, man? That's not funny. Yeah, she's no longer a technical mute, but she can only say a few words every here and there. Like, no. That's our favorite word, apparently. No. It's very emotional.
That's the word I have for this issue.
As a Bat fan, I was very into this. I was like, these are things I've missed. These are characters I've missed. These are pop villains I've missed. I love Azrael's character. I've have every single line that he's ever been in. I have them as much as I can. I think I'm missing a few issues over here and there, but I'm collecting all of them. Like, he's part of the Bat family, so obviously. But I have an entire his first major story line, his first major like comic line. I have most of the issues. I love that character a lot. Cassandra Cain had a very short run in Batgirl, and it's like this Batgirl book, which I'm trying to get all of them in because she's a great character.
It just didn't do anything for me. I'll wait till the next issue.
Nerd.
I mean, I'm staying on the title, obviously. It's just it just didn't catch me.
Mm-hmm.
Next up is Flash number 16, written by Joshua Williamson and art by Carmine, DG, and Domenico. It's good.
It is good.
Boy, howdy, that's how you write a Flash story.
Yeah, you fly through this book pretty quickly.
I got through it in a flash.
You don't realize you're reading this Flash book, and you realize, oh wait, I'm reading a Flash book, aren't I? Huh, that's really good. I didn't realize I finished it already. Wow, this story reads like butter, like soft butter.
Done in a flash.
Yeah, it was very good. The Flash arc has been nothing but quality.
Yes, I like it a lot.
I like the intensity behind it. I do really enjoy where it's going. I think it's pretty great.
Yeah, it's nice to get back to the Rogues Gallery.
It is nice.
That's all we got to say on it.
I do like the Rogues. I think it's called Rogues Reloaded. I think it's just a cool name
Yeah.
for a title. Cool name for a story.
Next up is Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps number 14, written by Robert Venditti and art by Raphael Sandoval.
Blue Lanterns Are Dead, but not really. The book.
I liked it.
It's fine. It's all right. It's not as good as all the other ones have been, but this is an alright book.
I liked it.
It's fine. I don't really. There's so much to say about it, honestly. It's just okay. It's exactly what you expect. We're looking for the Blue Lanterns. We found a Blue Lantern.
And the rest of the Yellow Lanterns.
I mean, they're criminals, so I mean that's to be expected. And yeah, they're now joining the Yellow Lanterns to fight with them. It's whatever. I do like how they kind of solve the relations between Green and Yellow Lanterns. I think it's gonna be put up some really interesting buddy cop scenarios.
Yeah,
it's really funny. I like seeing Kyle Rayner. I like having Kyle Rayner being more of a character finally. Like they're gonna keep him consistently now, which is nice. I think give me 1 second. I think Robert Venditti really good at writing these characters and understands what makes them interesting, and doesn't allow some of the bad qualities of these characters, which a lot of writers kind of hinder on, like Hal Jordan being sorry, I'm saying a lot of Osmonds right now. Hal Jordan being, how to put this, stupid and annoying and frustrating and really dumb. That's a nice way of putting that. He doesn't let that affect that too much. Hal Jordan seems to think a lot more now. It seems like this how he's writing a Hal Jordan that's grown up, has actually grown from his experiences, which is nice. And Kyle Rayner's the same way. Kyle Rayner's usually childish, and it's nice to see that he's no longer a child. He's an adult, an actual adult, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. That's all we got.
Mm-hmm.
So next up is Justice League of America Rebirth, and it's written by Steve Orlando, and Ivan Reyes is doing the art.
It's good.
He's good.
Good first issue. Sets up all the characters. Sets up why they're all on the team together. Gives a little explanation that they're all asked. I mean, there's not much to say to this book. Like, all these characters are really interesting. It's a good set of characters. I do love. Oh, it's a team of mortals, of humans, and I'm like, you got an alien that's as strong as Superman.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you can't use that excuse. Like, yeah, Lobo's cool. Lobo can be a really great hero and save thousands of lives, but you can't say this is a team for humans when you have Lobo on the team. Come on, shape up.
Yeah.
I do like, though, the moment where Batman looks Lobo and says, "Sit down," and Lobo's like, "I'll stand," but he stops talking. So like Batman knows where his lines are. Like, it's great. I like how Batman takes charge of Lobo.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. There's got to be a reason why he's forming this team. Batman senses there's something up.
I think
especially when you got a force like a Zarnian on your team.
Yeah.
You know, like
you
you don't get somebody like Lobo and not have a plan for him.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with what's going to end up being the Watchmen title. I think people have been mentioning that Batman's setting up for a war, and I think that's the war he's setting up for. I think he realizes something big's happening and someone's manipulating them. And in this Flash issue,
well, because he knows about the button.
Yeah, the Flash doesn't know what the button is, but he knows there's a button in his cave.
Yeah,
He has no idea how it got there. I don't know. Doesn't even know what it is or why it's there. And the blood's on it too, so that's gonna be interesting. Seeing a blood sample from that. But the Flash, I think the Batman Flash crossover that's gonna deal with the whole Watchmen arc. I think that's gonna add a lot of interesting context. And a buddy of mine has a lot of complaints about that, saying that having the Watchmen is kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. Like,
it makes sense.
It doesn't. I realistically see what he's saying. That the issue comes down to is that you're kind of lowering a perfect series, and you have a really good chance of almost ruining a perfect series because you want to use Watchmen as your excuse. I do make the argument that if it's Dr. Ozymandias, it's perfectly in character, and it would be a natural conclusion for that story.
Yeah.
I would even love to see Manhattan is what the force that stopped Ozymandias in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard when one of the villains that seems to be a part of this overall story is named Mr. Oz, and I'm like, that's either a really great red herring or super on the nose.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see where that goes. I'm really excited.
And then, of course, there's the whole Manhattan thing in Titans, which we'll get to.
That's definitely a red herring.
Yeah, it's got to be a red herring.
Yeah. The clock thing was more interesting. How they looked into
yeah.
the eyes, his mind, and he saw Cold's clockwork. I'm like another example that easily could be Ozymandias.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's all these hints that they're trying to think. Oh, it's Manhattan, but if you actually look at them and which character this actually applies to the most, it's all Ozymandias. I'm like that'd be really cool to see his character like goes to, like recreates Manhattan Project, and he does it to himself, and he turns himself into a Manhattan version, maybe not like Manhattan, but similar in some way. With his
time he's green.
This time he's purple.
No.
Moving on.
Next up is New Superman number 8, written by Gene Luen Yang and art by Billy Tan.
You would think discount Chinese Superman would be bad, but it's not. It's so good. God, why is this? I was talking to a buddy of mine, and I told him this comic line has no right to be this good. Has no right. It should be discount Chinese Batman. That's what I was expecting. I was expecting this to be really cash in. Look at us, we have a new minority Superman in a different country because we're gonna do some cool like different stuff now. But totally no. This is like complete respect to the culture, complete respect to the people this is involving, and it's just really really good. It has no right to be this good.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
No, that's because
Gene
Luen Yang, he knows this culture because that's his culture.
Yeah, that's, and I understand that, but it could easily just been a cash.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it could have been another Marvel kind of thing where it's like, look how progressive we are, pat ourselves on the back while our sales flounder.
Like I said, man, the only thing Marvel beats DC at right now is movies. I know people are saying, but they're gonna start in video games. They're gonna start. They haven't started yet. DC still dominates them in video games, but in animated movies, and television, and comics, and most of everything. Sorry,
but yeah, this is good. It's got some reveals that made me go, "Whoa, holy bleep!"
What was that?
Well, I'm censoring myself so you don't have to.
It was so deadpan. Whoa, holy bleep! Yeah, it's very good. Totally, really good.
If you know DC Comics history, there's a thing in here that'll.
It's surprising they do bring in the most racist character humanly possible from their library. And I'm really interested to see what they do with them.
Plot twist, it's Quilt Man.
Plot twist, it's Quilt Man.
He is offensive to the quilting community.
As Bobby's crocheting while we're doing this podcast. All right.
It's good. I can't wait to write the review for it.
I can't top this next comic. I can't do it. I can't.
Does it physically pain you?
It made me cry twice.
Okay, well, let's take a look. This is Red Hood and the Outlaws, number 7. Written by Scott Lobdell and art by Mirko Clark. There's a typo on our script. It says number 72. We're not that far into this series.
That's my bad.
It's good. This is a little one-off story about
Superman. No, I can't. No, I'm sorry, I can't. This issue. There's a moment where Alfred and Jason are talking, and Jason looks at Alfred in the eyes and says, "Was Batman disappointed in me?" And I'm just like, "Ow!"
Yes.
Ow! No, it was. Did Batman ever regret taking me on?
Yes.
The answer is no.
All the
sir,
time.
Shut up.
All the time.
You shut your whore mouth.
All the time.
He absolutely did not. He is his son. He'll always be his son. I got a little heated there. I'm sorry. It was really sad. And this is the whole ending of the book. I'm just in tears. Like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
You know what it kind of reminded me of?
What?
That episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob eats that pie bomb, and they're sitting there watching the sunset, and Squidward's waiting for SpongeBob to die.
But it's so...
I'm not spoiling anything because it's on the cover, but...
The ending... The end part of this book is so sad because Jason has a choice to make. And the ending of this book is him making it. There's this whole ending bit makes more sense in context, but you know Bizarro knew what he was doing. He has super hearing. He has super senses. He knew what Jason was doing behind him. He was ready. He was allowing Jason to have the choice.
Yep.
it's sad. Like, it's incredibly sad. And it's also incredibly beautiful. Like, it's this beautiful moment where just they are they are kindred spirits. They understand each other. They deal with the same dilemmas. They are both delisted rehashes of better heroes.
My only thing, and it's not even that big of a thing. Labdell, you got to work on your Bizarro speak.
It's a little funky.
It's opposite, not just I turns to me and
How many writers actually do it right?
A lot.
You can shut your whore mouth.
Hey, man.
But wait, isn't every Bizarro clone different?
No.
Got you!
No.
I totally got you, didn't I?
No, they're not.
I totally got
They're not
you.
because it's a common thing that he does.
I don't have an issue with it. I guess
it's not even that big of a thing. Like it's fine, imperfect speech, but it's like imperfect duplicate of Superman kind of implies doing the inverse because they hate all things perfect. Okay. It's a big crime on Bizarro World to be beautiful.
We would fit right in. Next up is Star Wars Dr. Aphra, and this is number 4. It's written by Kieran Gillen and art by Kev Walker. Why are you not picking up this book? Audience, what's wrong with you? For those of you not picking it up, I'm sorry for those who are picking it up. I didn't mean to, assume. But for those of you not picking up this book, what's wrong with you? No, I'm being serious. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you picking up this book? Why aren't you picking up every Star Wars book? Every Star Wars book has been nothing but quality. These are the best Star Wars stories being told ever, period. Just, you think movies are good? No. You don't understand. There's a whole world you're not a part of. It's called the Star Wars comics. Perfect. Except for the Yoda line. It's a little weird. The Yoda story's a little strange. Not gonna lie. That got a little weird. Force rocks. I don't get it. But why? Why are you not picking up Dr. Aphra? What's wrong with you people? I mean, I'm not gonna talk about it other than this because a lot of this book's spoilery. It's hard talking about Dr. Aphra because Mario's not gonna say anything. Mario doesn't even read this book because he's a pleb. Ignore him. No one likes Mario except for me. I like Mario. This sounds like a really bad piece of relationship.
I'm rubbing my mustache on my microphone. It's comforting.
This sounds like a very abusive relationship. I'm talking in a quiet tone because I don't want to scare you. I know my podcast audience gets scared if you talk too loud.
Get some ASMR going for you.
Gets me. It's fine. Wait, why aren't you picking this book up? What's wrong with you? Kieran Gillen, she's God among writers, knows what they're doing. Beautiful. Makes one of the most wonderful books. It's made 2 of the most wonderful books I've ever read. Every issue, I'm on the edge of my seat, trying not to cry because it's so good to have good Star Wars content. That isn't just movies, just good Star Wars content. That's consistent. It's consistently good. It's consistently quality. Like I said, they could do Jar Jar Binks. I'd be happy because you know what? I know they're gonna do it right. They could do Watto. I don't care because it'd be good because they do it. They do it right. They know what they're doing. These people are nearly perfect in every way. Everything that's doing. Pick this book up. Do it. This has been a Christian Bean. Quiet announcement. I'm going to get loud again, guys. I'm sorry. That's the type of person I am. You wouldn't listen to this show if it was for the fact being... Well, you'd probably listen to this show more if I wasn't as loud. Not going to lie. All right, continuing.
Next up is Suicide Squad number 11, written by Rob Williams and art by John Romita Jr.
I'm really sorry about that bit tangent for a second. I didn't have anything to say because a lot of it's spoilery, like I said, but I really like that book. But yeah, it's fine. Talking about proportions.
Okay, funny story.
He doesn't like John Romita Jr.'s art.
Let's
just get that out of the way right now.
I hate John Romita
I thought
Jr.'s
he did art. His art was great in the first arc of All-Star Batman. Great. I thought it was excellent. His really cool. There was a couple moments where I'm like, that's a little weird, but it's perfect other than that. But you don't like it, you do your thing.
How many issues did he do? 4 or 5?
The entire first story, 5 or 6.
How many issues did he do of New 52 Superman?
Actually, I can tell you right now. What issue are we on All-Star Batman right now?
7.
5.
Yeah, he did 5. He did, let's see, everything from 32 to 40, something at least to 50. At least to 50.
It did not work. I will agree.
I despise his art. So I saw the ad last week or the week before. I'm like, okay, well maybe he got
pretty hard. He called me. He's like, I can't do it. I'm like,
maybe he got better. Nope. Harley Quinn looks like a dude. Oh,
Harlequin
okay.
looks like a dude. And there's like no excuse because Enchantress doesn't at all.
Yeah. Oh, but he does that same stupid flying forward pose that he always does.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, well, it's on the bottom 3 list for my least excited books. It's at the bottom of my reading pile. Open the cover. On the first page is a drawing of Amanda Waller. Close the book.
It is bad.
It is a very bad drawing. I hate. How is this man still employed? You know what he needs to do?
Because every bad moment he has an equally really great moment. Like
No,
he did in
no,
All-Star
he
Batman, which
needs
was
to
excellent.
go back to art school.
His proportions can be a bit off.
A bit off. There
It's
was an issue.
It is
where
not as bad as Lobdell.
Superman's arm was down to his knee.
Okay, that's weird. He's not as bad as some writers. I do think his art can be blocky, and that's where I get annoyed. I'm like, this is very blocky art, and it's like someone took what was the only competition to Legos, which is not really competition at all.
Mega Blocks?
Mega Blocks. It's like looking at Mega Block characters sometimes. The blocky they are.
Yeah.
So he takes Mega Blocks. Like, this is what my characters look like. I'm like, stop.
Yeah, no. The second half was a lot better. But mostly because I could actually stand to look at the art.
Boomerang's hitting on girls.
You want to know why they really call me Captain Boomerang?
You want to know why they call me Captain Boomerang? And everyone's just staring at him, but I'm just like, dude, you've lost.
You've
walk away.
You've lost. There's no coming back from that. I don't know.
Not much to say other than that. It's mediocre.
I'm waiting to see what they do with Zod. If he's not going to come back up again and the story just kind of goes no place that I'm interested, I might drop it.
I don't know why they keep bringing it up if Zod isn't going to come back. I do think he's going to be eventually part of the team.
If they don't do anything with it, I'm going to probably drop it.
I'm giving it 4 more issues. If in 4 more issues I don't see this book going anywhere, I'm done.
Yeah. It's not that I hate the characters. It's just
not doing anything. It's just not an interesting title.
It's the least of my titles.
And John Romita Jr. is like staying, right?
I hope not.
I don't know. I think he might have just been the artist for this one book. I have no idea.
Wow. Anyway, next up we have Supergirl number 6, written by Steve Orlando and art by Brian Shing.
I am taking a stand against you, Mario. This book was good. The art was good. I know you completely disagree with me, but I'm taking a stand. I like this book. I'm pounding the table. I'm taking a stand against you. I'm standing up. I'm now standing up. You may not believe me, but I'm standing up.
He's standing up.
I'm standing up. I have to move my mic because you couldn't hear me. But I am taking a stand. I like this book, Mario. We completely disagree here, but I like this book.
I thought it was decent.
I'm going to let you take the reins now.
I thought it was decent. It was a decent ending.
To a great story.
No, to a mediocre story.
The story's an issue, one issue too long, I think.
I've seen this story done before.
I don't think it's been done this well, though.
I think it's been done better. I think it's been done better elsewhere.
I think this is better than Superman. Oh, no, I don't think that at all.
No. Superman is a superior title.
It goes Superman action, New Superman, then probably this. When it comes to Superman. Yes.
Oh. So you agree that Superwoman is the least?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm just ready for the new arc, and it's my same thing. I mentioned this to Christian earlier. It's my same deal with Trinity. Because it's a monthly title, it feels like the story's been dragging on forever.
Yeah.
It's
funny because it's how like stories used to be with the old monthly books.
Yeah.
But it's just like we don't want it that way.
It's just this story didn't do anything for me.
I'm
ready for the new creative team because then we get to start looking for Saturn Girl. And all the implications of having the Legion show up again.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, boy!
Yeah, boy! Yay!
2K17.
Oh my god. Let's do the next one.
Next up is Super Trash number 7.
Superwoman! Say it right so the audience knows what you're talking about when you say super trash.
Fine. Superwoman, if we can call her that, number 7.
Jesus.
Written and drawn by Phil Jimenez. I hate this book. I despise it.
Ruined by Phil Jimenez. It was a very anticlimactic ending. As someone who actually mildly enjoyed the story. Thought it was an interesting premise that was being done fine. I did think this is a very mediocre ending to the story.
I think it's a very mediocre book.
They're leaving. They're getting a new team.
Good. Because Phil Jimenez, you started out very strong with that first issue. Like, yeah, you got me going there. And then the second issue came out. No, it's not bad. Third, fourth, fifth, kill me. Where are we at now? 7? I've been dead for 2 whole months, and you don't even realize that.
Sorry, were you dead this whole time?
Yeah, I'm dead on the inside.
I didn't think that ever changed.
Oh. Well, sometimes no change is good change.
Yeah, don't bother picking this up. Unless you already have, then you might as well just finish the story.
I'm only here because it's a super title.
I'm here because of Steel.
They turned him into such a spineless coward.
Yeah, but I like Steel.
Oh, I like Steel too. They just took all of the character out of him. Because there's a bit in an old issue where he's explaining to her, to Lana, why going out and confronting somebody is a bad idea if your powers are on the flux and, they're probably going to kill you. And he's like, this is a very bad idea, but I don't mean to mansplain. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with no, stop, okay?
She's going to
Stop
die.
treating everybody like they're some special person. Treat them like they're all equals because, just stop. It's stupid. Talk to them like they are a person.
Yeah,
they're a different gender, but that doesn't matter. They're still a person.
I guess it's the same problem with Batgirls and the Birds of Prey. Is that there are moments where it's trying so hard to be feminist that it comes off as incredibly frustrating and very insulting.
Also, the layout on this issue was atrocious.
The what?
The layout on this issue.
Yeah.
The way the panels were set up.
Yeah, it was hard to read.
I didn't read this issue. I skimmed through it.
Oh, look at you. Look at you. So high class. I read this issue.
It's a garbage
I've read this issue twice.
It's a garbage book.
Because there's things I didn't understand. There's certain things like, what the hell just happened? And I'm like, okay, I have to reread this issue again.
Exactly, because it's convoluted and stupid.
Convoluted. It's very convoluted.
And stupid. You forgot to say and stupid.
It's not that stupid. It's fine. It's mediocre. I'm glad the writer and artist is leaving.
Just make Lana Lang act like Lana Lang. It's not that hard. Next up is Titans number 8, written by Dan Abnett.
Look at him bounce back. That's the Mario Bennese I know and love. He bounces back. Look at him. Dennis Silence is just like, next is Titans number 8. Just like nothing happened. Like he didn't just complain for the last 10 minutes. Continue. I'm sorry.
Written by Dan Abnett and art by Brett Booth.
It's a slow book.
Yeah, it's a slow book, but
fine.
It's set up, so
Yeah,
I'm
it's
fine
more
with
set
it.
up.
We see Bumblebee.
Yeah, it's fine.
Not the Transformer, but
The
What if he showed
what's
up?
What's the team called?
the something 5,
There's-
the Fearsome 5.
The Fearsome Five, which is cool.
Mammoth is in it.
Well, yeah, the Fearsome Five. They're the people that work for
Yeah.
They used to work for they might still do for Hive.
Do they?
Yeah, they
I
work for
think they
Hive.
do.
Yeah, they work for Hive. It's Gizmo,
That's right.
Mammoth, that one girl, Jinx, and the psychic.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Mammoth back. Haven't seen him in a while.
We haven't seen him since he destroyed what's his name in New 52. Takes him and just smacks him around like the ragdoll he was.
Yeah.
He just slaughtered him. He's not dead, but he just beats. Like they even bring it up in this one. They just beats the hell out of him. It's great.
His PTSD attack.
I don't blame him. He was flung around like he was nothing. He's like by the legs, just started beating him like the Hulk beat up Loki. I'm sure Loki has PTSD.
Somewhere in space, Loki is quivering at a piece of broccoli because it's green.
I want to believe in my heart of hearts that when we save again, he's going to see Hulk and he's just have this PTSD flashback. He's like, don't hurt me, please. I'm a puny god. Continue. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see where they go next.
I'm excited to see what's next.
Anyway, next up is Wonder Woman number 16, written by Greg Rucka and art by Bill Keys? Alvarelli? I don't know. That's a really weird first name, but they do a great job on the art.
This book is a fantastic story that's bogged down by the fact being I have to wait a month for the next issue of the story because in 2 weeks we're gonna get Truth, which is just an okay story,
or the lies or whatever they're calling it now.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's the lies. This story is this book is bogged down by the fact being that it should be 2 separate titles.
It should. It really should.
If they make it 2 monthly titles, fine, but it should be 2 separate titles. I just don't understand why we need to have two ongoing stories in one book.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I think the stories are good. I just do not understand why the Trinity should always have their own, like you said to me before, the Trinity should always have their own books.
Yeah.
They should always have it.
They can carry them.
Yeah, like Wonder Woman can carry 2 books just fine. There's no issue.
Give her back Sensation Comics.
It would even work right now. Because we'd had Sensation, Action, Detective all at once.
This is the thing that doesn't make sense to me. DC, you're about to release a Wonder Woman film. Now, regardless of whether or not this does financially well, you have to sell this thing. And there are a lot of people that are really excited for Wonder Woman, right? This is a great time for you to release this movie, right?
I don't understand what they're doing.
Put out 2 books for Wonder Woman.
Just
stop doing all of the little side out of continuity stuff. And if you want to keep doing that, that's great. I hear some of the stuff is really good. Give her 2 titles.
Just go for
one,
it.
Because you're shortchanging your current readers that are reading the Wonder Woman title. 2, because she deserves 2 titles.
Yeah, she totally does. If the beauty that was her line in New 52, which was near perfect except for the ending, was any indication, then I don't understand why they didn't just give her 2 titles. I don't get it.
What they should do.
She sold really well. She sold so well in New 52 that they made a new volume.
Yeah, they just put out an absolute edition of like the first 4 or 5 volumes of that.
Yeah, so like it's obvious it sold well. It's obvious it's continuing to sell well. I don't understand why they're not. I don't get it. I don't get what they're doing.
See, this is what they should do.
Her book alone sells more than almost every Marvel book. I don't get it.
So this is what they should do, though. They should have one title focusing on her human relations, the other title focusing on the God stuff. Sensation Comics focusing on the God stuff, because Sensation.
That would be cool.
Wonder Woman focusing on her interactions with the people of Earth.
There's so many like different God things going on with God Watch. I'm like, that's cool. There's so many different drops.
There's a robot avatar thing going on in this book.
There's so much weird things going on in this book. I'm like, that's cool. It's bogged down by the fact being I have to wait a month. And it would be it would be completely different if I had to wait a month and there wasn't this series was only once a month. But I have to wait a month because the next 2 weeks, the next Wonder Woman issue in 2 weeks is a completely different story. I'm like, I don't want that.
It's hard to keep track of.
Sometimes, yeah, it's hard to keep track of. Look at us. You mentioned this before.
Mm-hmm.
We keep track of some of the characters, but the second you put 2 stories in one book, we're like, I don't know what's going on here. What's happening?
Yeah, we can do it for like 15 different titles and keep track of the storylines in that. But when you put two different arcs in the same title, boy howdy,
we're confused. We ain't very smart, gear.
Well, Christian never finished 3rd grade.
That's a whole story.
I thought you told that one.
You did. Okay. Did I?
Boy howdy.
Boy howdy. I just learned how to spell top. Woo! All right, let's continue.
TAWP.
TAWIEZP. Tell us a bit.
Anyway.
All right. So that's the comics for the week. Next up is the topic of the week, which this topic kind of sprouts from the fact being of DC's like cluster of just nonsense.
Oh, the cluster bleep.
Yeah. And the whole thing going on with all these different horror movies and like mainly what really started this was Uncharted. And what the discussion for the week is that it's this new, not really new, but this thing Hollywood's been doing these past few years where we're going to make Civil War. We don't have a script. We don't have actors confirmed for it. We don't have a director. We have nothing. We just have the title Civil War. We're going to do Civil War. And then we're going to write and make everything for it. A great example is Uncharted. We don't have a director. We for the longest time we didn't have a director. We didn't have an actors. We didn't have nothing. This movie just kept getting in permanent limbo. And they just know they're going to do an Uncharted movie. Another great example is the Gears of War movie that's never gonna happen because it just keeps getting canceled. The Mass Effect movie that was supposed to happen, the Doom movie, another Doom movie that was supposed to be better, but that's not gonna happen. These movies where they want to do the movie, but they don't have a script or a director that wants to do it. So they're just like, we're gonna announce this film and have nothing behind it. It's just this new trend that I really do think it's hurting Hollywood. It's really hurting them, you know?
Yeah.
It's like when Marvel came out and it's like, here's our slate for the next few years. Oh, we don't have any stories or any actors or directors. We have no idea what we're going to do. We've got a very vague timeline, but this is what we're going to do. I'm just like, well, I mean, why announce any of this if you don't know what you're doing? If you don't know where this is going to go and you don't have, like, obviously these weren't like necessities because they moved Inhumans and I think they moved a couple other things to put in Spider-Man. So like they ended up canceling the Inhumans movie, making it a television show. So like, why would you announce something if you're not ready? If you're not going to double down on it, don't announce a film if you're not ready to do it. It's just a problem because there's a trust that's built between Hollywood and audience. It's very, very loose, and the trust is based. If you say you're going to do a movie, we think, okay, that means they have a plan in place, right? Not, hey, wouldn't this be cool? If I wanted theories of things that'd be cool, I go on forums. I don't, because I'm not stupid. No offense to those who go on forums. I'm just not a big fan.
I'm currently on a forum right now, but it's a music forum.
Oh my god, you nerd. I don't know. What are your feelings on this?
I know why they release these large blocks of films, and it's just to get people talking about, oh, you hear about what this company's doing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that company's weak. They're weak sauce. I don't care about whatever they're putting out. They got this one. It's all just to get people to talk about your product.
But the problem is that there's a lack of.
But it's a bad practice.
Because you have to build faith with your community. It's why DC is in such trouble right now. Is that they build this kind of idea of, oh, we're gonna release these films, and then suddenly it's like, we're not releasing this one. This one's being moved. It's being over here. Like they have a slot and a time slot, which makes you think they have a plan, but they have no plan. They don't know what they're doing. Like I don't understand what they're thinking. You know, like when. Let me put it like this. You have this set of films, you should at least know where they're going. When you do that and then cancel all of them, or move them all, or you're constantly move them, why should I trust you as a studio? Why should I trust Warner Brothers anymore? When they said they're going to do this movie, why should I trust them? Like what they've proven to me that they could just move it. They don't know what they're doing. They haven't planned it. It's a practice that's going to ultimately bite them in the butt because you need to have faith with your audience. You need to build faith with your audience. When you lose that faith that you have with your audience, you can't market it because we don't trust that you're going to do anything. We're always going to assume you're the worst until we see better.
Yeah.
It's hard to build faith like that back. The film community is not a forgiving one.
Oh no, not at all.
These are not like most like.
Well,
in a movie,
people with common sense.
Most people, you do one bad thing in a film that ruins the entire experience for somebody. We'll get into this later, but like it's really hard because the film community, it's all or nothing. It's either it's good or it's not for a lot of times. Same thing with the gaming community. A lot of the gaming community is the same problem. I guess it's just entertainment in general, but it's not. You're playing. They're playing with fire. They're playing with fire. I just don't think it's wise. I'm worried. It worries me because like I know better. When they say we're gonna do this, I know better than to sit here and say okay. I'm usually like, yeah, right. Okay, we'll see. But I don't know, man. It's scaring me.
I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to not have a director or a writer for a certain period of time. You announce a movie, fine, but get somebody.
I think if you're gonna announce a movie, you should at least have
get a
team.
Get a short list.
Yeah, one confirmed person.
Yes.
Or at least one. It could be the main actor who's gonna play this character. That's your confirmed person.
Yeah. Like, make sure you've got at least something in place or plans for something to be put in place.
Or like
don't just
interviews or something.
Don't just promise something and then we never hear about it again because nobody was interested.
Yeah, there's just so many movies that fall through because we're gonna do this. That sounds great. And I'm just sitting here on the sidelines. It's not gonna happen because they've got no plans in place. And who wants to do this movie anyways? And then suddenly it's like it's not happening. It's like, oh, I never saw that coming. I'm like, how did you not see it coming? How? They didn't confirm anything when they announced it. It's just like for the average consumer, you lose their trust, which hurts business. I don't see where financially this is a good decision.
Yep.
I don't see in a business practice how it's smart to announce something that you. It's like Apple announcing we're gonna hey guys, new iPhone 8 is coming out this time period. Oh, we haven't made it and we haven't planned on it. We don't even have a lead developer. We're just gonna do it, and then release then. That's when it's gonna be released. Why would you trust that?
Yeah, no, I
like. Why would you believe them?
Talk
and
is
then
cheap.
from that point on, why would you believe what Apple's saying, knowing they're gonna feed you that BS?
Talk is cheap.
It's just it's a dangerous practice, and it's going to hurt them. Mm-hmm. It's going to hurt them soon. You kind of starting to see it now. People, like, some of my favorite articles is like, company announced a blank, but we'll see where that goes. And I'm just like, my favorite was, when the Uncharted movie was Gears of War movie was reconfirmed. I think it was like Comic Book Resources that's just like, Gears of War movie has been put back on the docket, and we're all just sitting here saying, when is it gonna fail? And I just started laughing because I'm just like, it's so true. This is the second time they've announced a Gears of War movie with nothing to back it up. It's just bad business practice. I don't understand why anybody trusts these people.
Yeah.
Drop the mic.
Boy.
I'm not gonna drop the mic, I promise. No, I wouldn't do it to you. Bobby's staring at me going, what are you doing? What is wrong with you?
I ask myself that question every day.
When we hang out.
That boy ain't right.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
That boy ain't right.
I guess this is probably a topic we'll get back more to. This is probably a topic that I'm going to at least probably at some point do a side thing on the website. But we'll see where it goes. Well, everybody. Next up is it's actually this week kind of broke me. So let's get on with it and let's do Garbage Day.
Garbage Day!
This week's Garbage Day actually broke me.
I never want to see another movie again for as long as I live, ever.
That's not true.
That's a lie.
We saw Rings. It was directed by a moron, written by dumbasses, and starring a bunch of lifeless hacks.
God, those actors were so bad.
It was terrible. The worst part is I actually have written down the directors, the writers, and the actors, but who cares? Like, they were terrible. As always, Garbage Days, spoilers. We're going to spoil the hell out of this movie because don't see it. I don't understand what audience this movie is for. Who is this movie for? Who do they make this movie for? Obviously not us. Obviously not people with common sense. And obviously not people with taste. So who they make this movie for? Probably BVS crowd. Kidding. I love you guys. Mario's staring at me because he's part of that group.
That hurts.
It cuts deep. Yeah, man, this movie makes no sense.
It's bad. It's... Okay. This movie has a 5% on Rotten Tomatoes.
God,
we have seen films with 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And they're more
and this was worse than those.
The disappointments from at least made me laugh twice.
Satan, get behind me.
Satan, get behind me. That movie at least made me giggle. I actually got
Let me cut the cake.
Let me cut the cake. I'm just like, that movie at least made me laugh. This movie made me question myself. I was trying to fall asleep at one point. I was like curling up in my chair going, God help me. God kill me now. Why?
I checked
Why
out.
in this existence?
I checked out like 5 times in this film.
I almost got up and went to the bathroom, which would have been an excuse for me just to leave and never see this come back until the movie was over. We stayed at the end of the film when the credits were rolling because we were just so defeated by this movie. They were just like, just don't care. Why should we leave? We deserve to be here. We're trash. We should see the next showing. It's what we deserve. We've deserved it. We are bad people for seeing this movie.
Nobody deserves this.
I wouldn't wish this movie on my worst enemy. It's that atrocious.
I wouldn't even have this movie used for interrogation.
At least with every garbage day, there's something that made us laugh or giggle in some way. Like
I laughed at how stupid it was.
A Dog's Paradise.
Dog's Purpose.
A Dog's Purpose, whatever.
Paradise.
A Dog's Purpose. At least the guys laugh when the dog's like, I don't like this kind of shot.
I don't like this kind of shot.
It was at least funny. Like, it made us giggle. But this movie just didn't.
Oh, I like her. She smells like biscuits. No, that's just the yeast infection.
This movie, Rings, there was nothing. Everything was bad, but nothing was bad. Nothing was funny bad. It was depressing bad. Like, this is bad. These are things like this. Just why? There's no bad. All the acting's bad, but not in the enjoyable way. In that, oh my god, I'm so tired kind of way. Like, I just want to go to bed.
So abysmal.
It's one of those few moments when I'm seeing a film that I actually lose faith for a second in filmmaking. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I can't. This movie made me gun shy. I was calling Mario. I was working on a script that I've been working on for me and Mario to film this movie, and I was working on it, and I got to a point where I couldn't continue because I was just so worried that I'd make rings. I was worried I would make rings. This movie made me gun shy. I don't think you understand. I have seen some terrible things, but I power through it. I've got brat. Nothing normally phases me when it comes to films. Nothing phases me. But this movie, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what to do with myself. I just don't understand. I don't know what to go from here. Like we saw this one guy who was telling us about the film, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, it's hilariously bad." And I walked out. I'm like, "Oh, it's bad. Oh god, it's bad." But I couldn't even get a giggle out of me. He told me he walked out halfway through the film, and I couldn't even make it that far. I don't know how I made it halfway through. I don't know how I made it through the whole film.
Me either, man.
But he's like, I walked out halfway, and I get like 20 minutes in. I look over at you. I'm like, I just want to go. I just can't do this.
Can we talk about that opening sequence on the plane?
The plane was so stupid. I gotta kill this one guy. I'm gonna take the whole plane with me. Okay. And why the time constraint? Why does it have to be exactly 7 days? Why can't you kill them earlier?
Yeah. Okay. If you know you're gonna die in 7 days, why are you going 30,000 feet above the surface of the earth?
Why would you put other people's life in danger if you're gonna die in 7 days? It doesn't make any sense. Why would you
What sense does that make? You are going from the safety of the ground to the air. You can't control. No.
Mario,
Stop.
breathe. Mario, breathe, buddy.
No.
Breathe, buddy. Don't cry. It's okay. Take my hand. Take my hand. It's okay. I'm here for you.
This movie broke me, Christian.
I believe in you.
This
We can
movie
do it.
broke me.
We can power through this garbage day to get to the Midnight Review, a movie that brought us hope again. It was a new hope, Mario. It was our new hope. Power through it. I believe in you.
The main characters were so boring.
They were the worst.
They were horrible actors.
The ending. Everyone dies, and I'm like, thank God, because everyone deserved it.
It turned into national treasure halfway through.
This movie. Okay, the best way to describe this movie is the setup to a bad movie.
And then it steals very heavily from Don't Breathe in the third act.
Yeah. This movie is the setup to a bad movie, so that you can only imagine how bad this movie is. This movie doesn't. I'd even say this reconfirmed my belief that movie theaters should be more critical of what they allow themselves to put in their theaters, because Rings should not be played in theaters. Rings should have been just not. The second the studio saw this movie, they should have been like, I don't care how much money we spend on this. This is trash. You're all fired.
There was something.
There was nothing in this movie, Mario.
No. There was
nothing.
There was some stupid quote unquote scare. It was a really stupid thing, like the television turned on or something, and somebody gasped behind me. I'm like, that. You found that scary?
No, that's not what happened.
No,
Someone gasped behind you, and you almost yelled, "Really?" And I'm just like, dude, Jesus, don't need to shame the person for having bad taste.
No, I will have some taste. Damn it!
This movie was a pity. I couldn't.
If it's also a movie that rhymes with pity, but we can't say on the air.
Oh boy, we got off the rails with this one. Going off the rails of the crazy train. I've lost my mind. I've lost it. It's gone. I can't do it anymore. I'm done. I can't do this. I don't.
This movie doesn't need to exist.
I don't understand why, who, what, when, where, and why. I'm quoting better movies now because I need help. You can't tell this movie did break us. It hurt. It physically hurt at one point. I was physically hurting. I'm like, I can't. I can't.
I had to laugh to hide my pain.
I remember.
I know what the Joker feels now.
I was so distraught by how much I hated this film. I went home and went to bed. Normally, I go home and like I'll have a beer after a bad movie, or like I'll watch some TV.
Oh, that was a bad movie. Have a beer.
Yeah, have 20. I'll watch TV, or me and Bobby will like watch we'll like cuddle up in the bed and watch a show together, or we'll do something. At the end, I'm like, I'm going to bed. And Bobby's like, I'm gonna watch a documentary of Grace. I'm like, just go ahead. I'm going to bed.
I cleaned my room.
She watched a documentary about puppies to cleanse her palate, and I went straight to bed. I'm like, I don't care if I die in 7 days. If I die in 7 days, I'm happy because I just can't do this anymore.
I cleaned my room.
That's right, you did clean your room. You don't see this movie.
Do not stoop that low.
Mario, can we get to the better movie now? Can we do it? Can we move on? Do we have to talk about rings anymore? From this point forward, we will never discuss. From this point forward, episode 18 of Clutter's Coalition did not have a garbage day. It didn't happen. Can we all agree with that? All three of our fans, can we agree that from this point forward, episode 18 did not have garbage day? It didn't happen. In our collective memories, we will not remember this movie ever existed. We're not kidding you when we say this movie destroyed us. We were so done. We've never felt so much horror and just disgust with how bad a film could be.
I wanted to lie down in the theater without risk of touching something sticky on the floor and questioning if it were soda or something else.
Let's all just collectively agree that episode 18 of the Collectors Coalition did not have a garbage day. Agreed, Mario?
Yeah.
Okay. Fist bump. We could do this. We could power through it. I believe in us. Now, time for a better movie. This week, we had a midnight release. The midnight release was Lego Batman. And you know what? When I said Lego Batman directed by Chris McKay. Writers were Seth Smith and... Oh, Chris McKay actually wrote... Chris McKenna, sorry. Different Chris. Chris McKenna. That's really weird. Starring Will Arnett, Michael Cera.
Oh, Michael Cera?
Michael Cera. I know they got some Arrested Development cast. Rosie O'Dawson did fantastic. Ralph. Oh, Siri as the computer. Oh, I love how they actually credited Siri. Zach Galifianakis as Joker. I mean, this movie. I came in that movie. I was wearing a Riddler beanie, which I'm wearing now. My Batman shirt.
Nerd.
And my Batman socks.
Nerd.
That I got for Christmas.
Nerd.
I would have come in my Batman pajama pants too.
Nerd.
If there wasn't for the fact being that I've been wearing them for like 3 weeks straight at that point and they needed to be washed.
Nerd.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
You celebrate Christmas. Nerd.
I don't really celebrate. I mean, I celebrate Christmas with family. You know my stance on Christmas.
Yeah. It's good.
It's good. A point a friend brought up, and after the fact, I realized it has an incredibly weak ending.
Yeah, it does. But
I also realized that I can't think of a better ending. So the criticism is that this ending isn't very good because the movie's so jam packed with stuff that the ending doesn't feel like much is resolved, and a lot of things kind of feel like loose ends. But that's only because there's just so much in it. So it is an excellent movie from beginning and middle. The ending is just a little wonky.
Yeah.
But
if you like the Lego movie, you'll like this.
man, without spoiling it, if you like a Lego movie, you'll definitely enjoy this. If you're a Batman fan, you've been a Batman fan for years, been reading the comics, whatnot, this movie is a treat. It's a treat.
So many Easter eggs.
It is a treat for every Batman fan out there. It just gives you everything. There are references out the wazoo. There are tons of comic references. There's a Nightfall reference. There's a like Batman. There's like it shows like most of Batman suits throughout Batman history, just going through the cycle. I'm like, I know all of these suits except for like a couple which are made for this movie only.
Yeah.
There's just a bunch of just wonderful references to other parts of the Batman lore. I'm like, my God. It treats everything as canon. Everything as canon. Everything. Movies, comics,
the cereals.
Cartoons, the serials.
They have
Everything is canon in this movie. Everything. I mean, when I say everything, I mean they go back in time and show every other Batman movie, and then for some reason they go real life the Batman 66 movie,
Yeah,
which
right?
I thought was hilarious. I was just laughing. I'm like, why is that one the one in real life? Why? And then like to counteract that, they show just so many comic references.
Mm-hmm.
And so many references to the comics.
And then you got like the entire cast of the Super Friends and then the legendary Superpowers show. You got the Wonder Twins. Wonder Dog is a DJ at a party.
Yeah.
You got Black Vulcan and Apache Chief.
I'm just sitting there going, why? Like, what? This movie should be a failure. Like, there's just, I was shocked that anybody who had the kahunas to just make a DC fanboy dream. That's what this is. This is a DC fanboy's dream. This is like if me and Mario had tons of Legos as kids, had the money for all those Legos, this would be our fantasies. This would be it. This is it.
I did, but they were all Star Wars.
The plane in the beginning of the film is called MacGuffin Airlines. Me and Mario laughed.
We were the only ones laughing at this
joke. We were the only
joke.
ones that got it. We were laughing for so long, and every time that whole like it being a MacGuffin kind of came up, we kept laughing because it's so funny. It is the joke that just kept on giving. There are parts of the film.
Okay, Robin, here's the deal. We're gonna punch these guys so hard, the words are gonna spontaneously appear in the air.
It's so funny. And Mike, can we just take a second to appreciate how good Will Arnett was and how good Michael Cera are? Like, how good is them as a team together? How well they played off each other?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I was so impressed.
I haven't seen Michael Cera do anything good for a while.
He is. I am right. He's in Arrested Development, right? He was the.
Maybe
the son to the main character.
You know what he was in?
George Michael Bluth.
Year One with Jack Black.
Yeah.
That garbage film.
Was he in Year One?
He was.
What's the movie about?
About cavemen. Jack Black and Michael Cera are cavemen, and they discover civilization.
I don't remember it.
It's like it's probably a fart joke in there. It's Jack
You know what?
Black.
I've got a computer right here. I don't know why I'm not looking this up.
But Channing Tatum plays Superman, and Christian told me going in. Now Mario, there's not going to be a lot of Superman in this movie.
There wasn't. There was
the
5
Phantom
minutes.
Zone.
Wasn't it?
Superman
Okay, so yeah.
lore.
Okay, it was. He was Robin in. It was the same. I am thinking of the same guy. I just want to make sure I was right.
Yeah.
He's such a dope. I love
because the next movie that they plan on doing is a Lego Ninjago movie, which
yeah,
actually looks kind of funny.
I was surprised how much I'm actually interested in that.
So hopefully, it looks like they're continuing with the Lego movies franchise thing.
That's
so
good.
hopefully a
And
Lego
they're
Justice
not,
League.
They're not super connected in any way.
No.
So like, I guess like everything that happened in Lego movies canon, and everything that happened in this movie's canon. So everything's like canon, but it has this like own niche spot where it's existing. Like it even shows like these different panels, so like everything's happening in their own niche little area.
Yeah.
So everything can exist and everyone can know about everybody, but they don't have to get involved, nor have to reference it, which I think is really cool. I think it really is when you're a kid playing with Legos, and that's what it feels like. That's what the Lego movie felt like, even though I did not like the Lego movie at all.
Oh, I loved it.
I didn't like it at all.
Though I think Everything Is Awesome is a far better song than the one that they had at the end of this one, because it just wasn't as catchy.
I loved this song. I thought Everything Was Awesome was just really, really tedious. I don't mean to, I don't think the Lego movie's bad. I just did not like what they were trying to go with it at all. I do appreciate what it was about, and it didn't make me feel like I was playing with Legos again, but I was a stupid kid that didn't know what he was doing, so it might not be a good thing. But this movie, I was so enamored. Like it felt like this movie was just giving me everything I've wanted as a Batman fan. References that I thought no one cared about, that I thought no one would understand except for me. The Condiment King drop. I'm like, why is the Condiment King in this movie?
Gentleman Ghost.
What can you do? I can shoot ketchup. And I'm like, what?
I'm a whale.
I'm a whale. Orca, what are you doing in here?
Whale, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Those are actual lines in the movie.
We have Big Bane, but Big Bane has Batman Rises Bane.
It makes me feel all warm and cozy.
This giant guy going, yes, Batman.
I feel all warm and cozy.
That was unnecessary.
I do have one very small thing.
Huge guy with this tiny little voice, and I was just dying laughing.
I do have one small thing.
Oh, there's plenty of problems in this film.
I'm not a big fan of the modern lingo talk. It just...
I think it's fine. I think it's to be expected because it's modern lingo because it's a modern time.
Yeah, but I've just never been a fan with excessive modern lingo.
I guess it's because it feels like it's pandering.
Yeah,
and I do agree. This movie does feel like it's pandering. This movie does feel like it's pandering a lot.
Yeah, it's good.
It's very good. Like
I enjoyed it.
This is the best DC movie. Like our tick pick said, we're hoping this might be an actually good DC film, and it was. It was a good DC film for once, which is nice. It was refreshing. I want to see this movie. I want to see another Lego Batman movie. I want to see another. I want to see a Lego Superman movie. I want a Lego Wonder Woman movie. I want these Lego. I would love a Lego Superman movie because he's just with that Superman we got in this movie because he's just so selfish and self-centered and stuck up.
He's just kind of smug.
It's just he's so full of
He's
himself.
super.
He is
Can
so
we acknowledge the
full of
fact
himself, and I think it's perfect.
that in this continuity, Superman fought and imprisoned Voldemort in the Phantom Zone?
That is Voldemort, but Daleks, King Kong, God,
the Eye of Sauron.
the Eye of Sauron, the Wicked Witch of the West, and all of her flying monkeys. Like, why?
Why? Why are there so many ostriches?
There's actually this kind of there's a plot hole in the movie toward the end that I noticed, but I didn't even say anything. I'm like, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah, like the problems I have with it are just so small that it's really not even that worth mentioning. Just kind of small things. It's like it could have been done a little bit better, but you know what? We could have gotten a train wreck, and this is actually a pretty enjoyable little flick.
Yeah, it was passing. It was a passing, very good, very fun film for fans.
I give it about a B+. B plus.
I'm giving it an A-. But you gotta remember where I'm coming from. This is a film that caters to me.
Well, see, I found the first portion really funny, and then I just kind of like, I got a couple chuckles here and there.
I enjoyed everything throughout just because I got every reference. It was catering to me.
Oh, I got them too.
Yeah, like it was. This is a movie that was blatantly catering to me.
I get it. If they did the same thing with Superman, I would be all over this, like white on rice.
There are issues with the movie, and as you know me, everything I love I can criticize, which, yes, is a blessing and a curse. There are issues.
This is my gift. This is my curse.
There's a huge plot hole at the end of the film. The ending of the film is very messy. It's fun, it's funny, but the very, very ending, how everything is resolved, is very messy, and I'm not a big fan of it.
Kind of stupid.
It's kind of stupid. But what I really enjoyed the movie as a whole, for the most part. I think everything else is perfect. I really do think it's because he really couldn't end this film well. So I mean, it's fine.
Run my butt all over the Batmobile. You have to call it the Buttmobile.
You gotta call it the Buttmobile. Zach Galifianakis.
I thought I wouldn't like him as the Joker, but I actually did enjoy him.
I was already into it. Like his first.
Because I didn't like the weird.
How is he beating all of you?
I didn't like
excellent.
I didn't like the fangs thing that they did for his design, but I'm
Zach
like
Galifianakis' fault.
No, I was just like, all right, I may or may not like this Joker.
Joker putting on makeup, and I'm just like, what? Just casually too, like it's no big deal. I'm like, what? What in the world?
It's good.
It's a crown. It's like a Crayola crown too that he's using for makeup. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
I thought you said crown.
No,
like royalty wear.
Fantastic film, very good.
If you like comic books and you've been reading them for a long time, you're gonna catch all the references.
if
Hopefully,
you're a huge Superman fan and been reading the comics and you've been into the Superman character for years, you're just gonna have a good time.
the Superman character.
Sorry, Batman character. I'm tired.
Please give me a Lego Superman movie.
I would love it. After seeing this Lego Superman character and seeing him in the Lego movie and this movie, I'm like, this would be great to see a Lego Superman movie.
We go to the Fortress of Solitude and push the doorbell. It's the Superman theme.
But yeah, if you're a Batman fan, you've been a Batman fan for years, and you've been deep within Batman's like comics, movies, and whatnot. This movie's for you. This movie definitely is treating you and giving you everything you want.
Kids can be cruel.
Kids,
We're not spoiling that joke.
kids can be cruel. Oh man. All right, guys. Well, that was another episode of Clutter's Coalition. As always, it's wonderful to do this, and it's wonderful to talk to you all and be here and do this show. Like, comment, subscribe. Please do. We really would love to hear what y'all have to say and your opinions on all of this. You can see YouTube, Soundcloud, PodOmatic, iTunes. Like always, find us wherever you can. Tell us how we're doing, what you think, what we should talk about, what we shouldn't talk about. What do you think of the website? On the website, there's a discussion board. Go on there. There's a thread that I started that you can put anything in there and I'll answer your question. Anything. You're gonna ask me how big my feet are. I'll tell you. Size 12.
That's
There
gross.
you go. You don't have to ask me. Now you can the guy say got big feet. It's got a big ego.
Well, you know what
And
they
I
say
absolutely have a
about
big
guys
ego.
with big feet or big shoes. They need very large socks.
All right, guys. As always, it's wonderful. We'll see y'all next time. Another week, another episode of Clutter's Coalition, a Magnesium Studios production.
Prolonged exposure to this podcast may cause the following side effects.
Visiting our website at collectorscoalition.com.
Listening to us on SoundCloud, PodOmatic, and iTunes.
Subscribing to our YouTube channel.
Following us on Twitter at Collect Coalition.
Following us on Instagram, Tumblr, and Facebook at Collectors Coalition.
Bouts of extreme depression.
Uncurable explosive diarrhea.
Not being able to grow up past the mental maturity of a 3-year-old.
But in all seriousness, thank you for listening, and we love you all.
And remember, stay nerdy, my friends.